What's the world's strangest job that actually exists? I was broke as hell after my boyfriend Josh cheated on me with my roommate, had to move out, find a new place, and I was basically living on ramen noodles and hope. So when I saw this job posting for grief management services, I thought it was like event planning or something. Boy, was I wrong. I walked into this weird office building downtown for the interview. The lady behind the desk, Patricia, looked me up and down and asked if I was comfortable with emotional situations. I said sure, thinking she meant dealing with stressed clients. Then she explained what the job actually was. They hired people to attend funerals like fake mourners. Rich people paid them to make their loved one's memorial look more packed, more dramatic, more whatever they wanted. My job would be to pretend I knew the dead person and cry on command. I almost walked out, but Patricia mentioned they paid $500 per funeral. I hadn't paid rent in 2 months, so I stayed. My first gig was easy. Just sit in the back, wear black, dab my eyes occasionally. The deceased was some old businessman nobody really liked. His son paid us to fill empty seats so the newspaper photos wouldn't look pathetic. I sat there for an hour, collected my cash, and thought this might actually work. But then the request got weird. One woman wanted me to sob hysterically at her husband's casket like I was his secret lover. She even gave me a whole backstory about how we met at a coffee shop and had been seeing each other for 3 years. I had to memorize details about fake dates we never went on. Another client wanted me to read a fake letter at the service. Standing in front of 50 strangers, I had to pretend this dead guy was my childhood best friend and that he once saved me from drowning. The whole room was crying while I made up stories about swimming lessons that never happened. The weirdest job was when some politician's family hired me to faint during the eulogy. They wanted dramatic footage for the news to show how beloved he was. I practiced falling gracefully for days, timing it perfectly with the emotional peak of the speech. It worked, made headlines and everything. Patricia kept a whole filing system for me. Different fake identities with backstories, relationships, shared memories. I was Emma, the ex-girlfriend, Emma, the work colleague, Emma, the yoga buddy. Sometimes I'd get confused about which dead person I was supposed to know. The money was incredible, though. Some out-of-state gigs paid $1,000+ travel. I started recognizing other fake mourners at different services. We'd nod at each other like some weird secret club, but it got to me. One time, I accidentally ran into the deceased's actual sister after a service. She hugged me crying, thanking me for being there during her brother's cancer treatments. I just nodded and smiled while dying inside. Another funeral. I was so sleep-deprived from studying my fake backstory that I forgot to eat beforehand. When I started my planned breakdown scene, I actually passed out for real. Paramedics came and everything. The family still paid me full price. The breaking point came 2 years later. My coworker Dave, who I actually liked, died in a car accident. I went to his real funeral, sat with people who genuinely cared about him and couldn't cry. Nothing. I'd faked grief so many times that when real sadness hit, I felt empty. I quit the next week. Patricia wasn't happy. Said I was her best performer, but I couldn't do it anymore.